everyone. Oh, we're live on Facebook.
All right.
Are live.
Yay. How does it get any better? So it's still doing this thing, redirecting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But so, what do you guys want to talk about?
Being feminine, what that means and how can we use it in our daily life to our advantage?
So Nicole, tell everyone the story about your pearls. I love that story.
Okay. So I was in Mexico City a couple of days ago, and I was flying back to New York to come back home, and I missed my flight. I was late, and I was like kind of freaking out and upset, and like all the stress all of a sudden, right? And you all know what it's like to miss your flight. And I went back to the airline desk. Like I had to get out of the security check and went back to JetBlue desk. And I talked to those people, and they wanted to charge me $1,000 to fly that day, the same day, or $550 to fly the next day. And I was just like, really? Oh my goodness. Like, first of all, I missed my flight, so I'm mad and upset. Like everything was like upside down. And then second of all, they're trying to charge me a lot of money. So I was keep on saying, how does it get any better? How does it get any better? You know, this great tool of access consciousness to really change up the energy and whatever that I was experiencing at that moment, and also the energy between me and those people. There were actually 3 people trying to figure out the whole thing around reticketing and all this stuff for me or against me. It kind of felt like they were against me in that moment. And then I was like, you know what, Nicole, just go over there and sit down, take a breath, drink some water, just sit down. So I kind of like went over there where the empty seats were, and I just sat. And I just wanted to just calm down, take some breath, and, really just clear my mind. A few minutes later, I had this awareness, and that was to wear my white pearl. So I was wearing this necklace that day. I wasn't wearing this, but I had this white pearl necklace in my pocket. Usually this is not my favorite thing to wear. Like I really didn't like pearls that much. However, before the trip, I had the awareness to put this in my backpack. So I carried it with me. And sitting there in that airport, trying to figure out the whole thing around the ticket and my trip schedule and all, I had awareness to put this on. So I was like, interesting. So I put it on. And normally I don't really wear really feminine things, like not for clothing, not for jewelry either. I always kind of like a little bit more modern and slightly masculine, edgy things. So I put this on and I went back to JetBlue desk again. And right before that, I had this awareness to put on a beige jacket. I was carrying this like beige jacket. It's kind of like softer color. So I perceived it as putting on something softer and a little more feminine. Hey, Jared. So I went back to the JetBlue desk and I found another lady. And I talked to her, hey, I missed my flight. Would you help me to reissue a ticket? When can I fly? And she said, oh yeah, I could help you. And she kind of looked at me, right? But I knew that she was looking at my pearls. So by then I was wearing 2 pearls and a little like blue color pendant, labradorite pendant necklace. So it's very like feminine, a little bit shiny, a little bit opalescent, like all that was happening like around here. Because when you look at other people, your eyes go to the face and over here, right? So she definitely checked me out. She checked out my necklaces, and then she was like, yeah. And I said, oh, what would it take to get a new flight, get a new ticket? And she was like, sure, I can help you. And then within like 5 seconds, okay, I could reissue a ticket for you, and you could fly tomorrow morning and it's free. So I was like, what? Oh my God, like I didn't say anything, but I said instead, oh, how does it get any better? Thank you. Really appreciate your help, And next morning, I got on the flight. And before that, I was just, I was wearing the same necklace, like pearls and the shiny pendant and all this stuff. And I noticed that guys were responding to me differently. They were sort of like soften up. Like I definitely perceived the energy. Like, they were like busy. They're trying to shove all the passengers into the plane fast so that they could be done with their job and all this stuff, right? This is like right at the gate. But as soon as they see me and my pearls, they'll kind of like, ah, and get like really like melt, like both women and men. So I've never experienced things like this, and I would love to hear like what you other ladies have perceived or experienced in your life when you wear when you wore your pearls or feminine jewelry or feminine fashion items.
Well, for me, I tend to be similar to you, and I wear my plaid shirt like I have on now, and uh, and dress a little bit more casual, and I am aware that when I want to be perceived as more of an expert, I will dress different because people do judge. And so what if you use the judgment of other people to your advantage? So when I facilitate, I dress up and I wear nice jewelry that I have bought recently, and also that I have that I've had for years that was stored away that I didn't used to wear, and things that I got from boyfriends and family, whatever, that I just thought, oh, those aren't really me. And now I wear them. I don't even just wear them when I dress up. I will wear them when I'm more casually dressed too, because it gives off a different energy. Not for other people, even for myself, because it makes me have the energy of more elegance and abundance and wealth. And when you are being that energy, it actually contributes to you having more. So, and the judgments that people have, if people judge you for having more than you have, it actually contributes to you having more. So and I've had people say to me, "Oh, you dress so elegantly and classy," and when I first heard that, I just had to look at it, because I haven't looked at myself that way. I'm not a shopper. I don't like to shop. So I have become very good at having things speak to me and pull me to them, so I don't have to go through that whole shopping thing. I have this suede jacket that I bought in Italy that was on a mannequin in the storefront. It was just a wide open door. I was just going out for coffee, and I was walking back to my hotel, and this jacket just pulled me. And it took me about 5 minutes to go in the store, try it on, buy it, and be out. So I like that way of shopping. So, and I am more of that. I've always been more of that kind of masculine energy of, I'm going to be an independent woman, and I can do it myself. And so how much do we use that against us and be that energy because we decided we have to prove something, rather than be whatever energy is required? So using the masculine energy when it's required, and being the feminine, softer, receiving energy when that is to your advantage. And not just for yourself, but for whoever you're engaged with as well.
That's really cool. I love what you were talking about, having the things that will contribute to you, pull you, so you would buy them. And yeah, so what if we can use this space and this energy of being feminine for us instead of against us? So this is kind of like what I wanted to talk about, the book Salon Des Femmes. And like, it's really about, well, it's conversations about women, men, sex, love, relationships, and becoming a pragmatist of femininity. So I think all of your stories are really good examples of how you can be a pragmatist of femininity, like especially with like using pearls to soften everyone and everything around you with your energy, and contributing or finding things that contribute to your body and really caring and nurturing for your body. Those are really pragmatic examples. So do I have a story? I guess like
Can I say
just
something?
found,
Can I
yeah,
say
go
something?
ahead.
So, you know, it's so interesting to sort of kind of go back in time and see what was really happening and how I was perceived at the airport. I put on this dress and it was kind of short. And I thought it was pretty like good, nice dress or whatever. But that wasn't perceived in a way that was advantageous for me, interestingly. But I didn't ask a question about that, whether that will contribute, that dress would contribute to me or not. So I see that, wow, it's
Yeah.
really important to ask questions beyond what you know or what you think is right or better. Like, what would it take for us to be in the question, and always ask questions to really just create a environment that is more advantageous and harmonious, especially when you travel. You know, there's a lot of things may go wrong, or
Yeah.
you know. So what was your story? I'm sorry, what was you gonna say? Sorry to cut you off.
Okay. So I guess what came up was that like when I travel, I use my kids as a way to kind of like, because when you like, well, we're trying to change this, how in order to be feminine, you have to be a mother figure and all of this stuff. Well, I use it to my advantage to cut security lines and get like, you know, first boarding and all of these things. And when I'm really open to receiving the help and contribution that people can give to me, then it's so much more ease. And when I'm actually willing to use my femininity to create more ease, to create greater possibilities, it's so much better. It's so much more fun. And it's less having to fight and resist and like, no, I don't need help. I can do this by myself
I
kind of
mean,
energy.
it's so cool that you brought it up, Annie, because you know I traveled with you a few times, and I've definitely noticed that people would like bend backward to help you, to contribute to you and Jared, right? That was such an incredible thing to notice. I mean, being a mother, how powerful is that? Everybody just loves that energy of being a mother and having a little baby. Everybody adores little babies, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that
what
Go ahead.
that reminds
and
me
what
of my mother when she came to stay with me in New York City. This is years ago. I used to have an apartment near Central Park, and she came and stayed with me for a couple of months. And we'll go out and you know buy fruits at the fruit stand, or go shopping, or go to restaurants. Oh my goodness, people will be like so nice to my mother. They will not even look at me, but they will be so contributory to my mother and friendly and kind, because she was feminine, but not in a delicate like feminine way. She was just being absolutely like settled and grounded in her own way of being, you know. Wow, how powerful is that? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so how can you use whatever it is that is some energy that you be, how can you use that to your advantage? Whether it's that femininity or having the kids, or what comes up too is being older. Like, instead of rejecting the help, what if you could receive the help and make life easier? And the thing about that too is receiving that is, what gift is that to those people that would like to gift to you?
Yes.
When we receive it. So that's really the energy of contribution, is the simultaneity of gifting and receiving. So when we're willing to receive the help, the assistance, then that is a gift to those people. And this is something that I continue to look at for myself, because I am such an independent person. And you know, I have a boyfriend who is very giving, and I have to catch myself to put down the walls, to just know that he just cares. He wants to help me. And even though I can do it myself, what if I allowed him to do that, to help me and contribute to me in that way?
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds amazing too. And just going back to my story with my mother, was that like around the time that she came to visit me, she was about 72 years old, 75, something like that. But around the time, she would dye her hair to a dark color so that her gray hair would not show, right? Like by then, and then a few years prior to that, she used to dye her hair. But by the time she came to visit me in New York, she just went natural. So her hair was completely like gray, but you know, it's like all completely gray. And she was telling me, "Oh my goodness, I really hate my gray hair, but I hate dyeing my hair, so I'll just like leave it alone now. I'll just go natural." And people really loved her hair, and the way she looked, the way she was, you know, like. So Christine, you say something about, you know, people want to contribute to you, and why? Because you're you, and people love mothers, little babies, or people just being who they are. You know, we talk a lot about being new, change the world, and it starts from like little interactions between people, between two people. And I see how important it is for all of us to be just ourselves too. Even though the hottest, I don't know, thing in the media is like, you know, capturing women's image to be these like really strong, independent, and like aggressive, confident CEOs. But what if it's possible for us to be all that while embracing every part of us, whether it's feminine or, I don't know, girly, being a mother, being an older person, younger person, you know?
Yeah, I think that's what this book, Salon Des Femmes, is all about, is being pragmatic and being you, and using everything that's available to create greater relationships, not just with men, but everyone, with women, with your family. And I found that when this book first came out, I picked it up many times, started to read it. I would read to a certain point, and then I could not pick it up again. It was very difficult for me to get through. And when that shows up, you might want to keep going and push through it, because there's something in it for you when you're resistant, as I was. And I would put it away for months, even a year, before I would pick it up again. And then finally, one time, I was able to pick it up and read it all the way through. And there's some really great tools, great tools for creating something greater for us as women.
Yeah, and this book is available on audible.com as well. So if you would like to download it and just have it run and listen to it, it's amazing. That's how I went through this book fast, and I downloaded on my Kindle as well, so that I have both, you know, and the Audible file as well as written version.
Great idea.
Yeah, let it play while you sleep too. Yeah. And after a few nights of it, you can listen to it, and actually words come through your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that I knew there was an Audible, or if there was an Audible version when I first started reading it, but I think
Oh, it
that
probably
helped me out a lot.
it became available, I think, quite recently. Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's great.
Oh, so Annie, like, what are the dates? Oh, Annie's gone. So people need
Okay.
to
Can you hear me?
purchase the, yes, we
My
can hear you.
internet's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, today it's a little, yeah. How powerful are you? Are you messing with the Wi-Fi? Or is it Jared?
Yeah. So we pushed the dates back. So it's the first call is going to be on the November 13th. And then we're adding 2 more dates just so we can get through like more content and really facilitate like and answer questions and really be there, like a space for all women and men to like kind of gather and just like delve into all of this information in this like awesome book.
Yeah, it just came to my awareness is that, you know how
So
Access is like all about empowering what you know already and empowering who you actually are. And a lot of times we think that, oh, we need to change and do this and that in order for us to be successful in our lives. And but what if you have it all already, you know? And I think this book delves into a lot of that, like how easy it can be for you to achieve whatever you would like to achieve in your life using your feminine side, femininity. Where are your pearls, ladies? Woo-hoo.
Yeah. Come and join
and
us.
see
We'd love to have
how
you.
the energy around you changes.
What were you saying, Christine?
I said, come join us.
So-
We'd love to have you.
Yes. Ladies, come join us. And gentlemen, if you'd like to join us, you're
and if you
absolutely
can't,
welcome as
yeah.
well.
It's a great book for men too, because what ease could you have in your life with relationships with women after reading this book?
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. You know what? I should order a book, paper copy for Michael and leave it on the kitchen table.
Yes.
Hopefully he'll pick it up, my husband.
Uh-huh.
All right. Thanks for the call, Annie.
All right. So
Oh, the dates.
yeah.
Did you
And consider all you guys. Oh yeah, November 13th. And the last day is sometime in December. So if you missed the first few calls, you're still invited to register and join us. We will have the recording sent to you and possibly a loop of all the clearings from the book. We'll see.
Oh, wow. How does it get any better?
Yeah.
And it's free. Right? Yeah, guys.
The clearing
ladies.
loop?
No, the other one, the classes. The teleclasses
The classes?
are free.
Is
Are
this one free or we have a cost on it? Maybe we need to get that straight.
Yeah, we need to get this
All
straight
the
first.
information will be in the link below the
Sorry,
video.
ladies.
Right.
Well, the book, if you wanna just read it, it's less than $10 on Kindle. So yeah. So thank you, ladies, for joining us, and gentlemen out there, if you're watching too, and hope to see you on the calls.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.